coward. You make me sick.
Hey folks, welcome back to Team Forbidden's YouTube page again. Andrew the Collector here, once again with Tenpai. So Tenpai is one of the decks that I was playtesting to see if I was going to use it at locals. No, not locals. The YCS in Anaheim. And by the time you see this, I'm probably already over there. But yeah, I decided to go with Yummy for the YCS, and I'll get a profile for that when I get back because I'm still missing the marshmallows. But Eric the Cyborg has them right now. So when I get them, I'm going to do the profile and upload it when I get back. But for now, let's just go ahead and take a look at one of the decks I was thinking of using, and that is Sky Striker Tenpai. A few of you might have seen this deck playing around on Master Duel here and there, and I decided to use it in real life at my locals last night actually, and it actually went really well. There were a few things I want to change here and there, but I'll get to that when I'm going through the deck. But yeah, let's just go ahead and just hop right into it. Sorry, that's my dog. There you go, boy. Alright, let's hop right into the deck profile. So starting off with the monster count, it's really small. We're just doing 3 Pydra, 1 Tundra, 1 Phaedra, and then 2 Genroku. You can run a third, but I don't think it was necessary because I am also running the Dora Dora, which is also really good. It does suck if I open both Dora Dora and Pydra in the opening hand because they both need their normal summon in order to get their effects off. But it is what it is. Just kind of go from there. But I found that if I do open up both, I would prioritize Dora Dora over Pydra because I can use its effect to get Genroku to the hand, activate its special summon effect from hand, and then use itself to get out Pydra from the main deck, and then make your plays from there. Get the field spell or the quick play. Kind of depends, but it's up to preference. And the only other monster that we run here is the hand trap Milcharmy Fualos. It's Fualos. It's probably the best hand trap currently right now since we don't have Maxi, which I wish can come back, but I guess I'm in the minority for that. So those are the monsters. Into the spells, which takes up, I guess, 90% of the deck. So we have obviously Sangan Summoning and Sangan Cayman because they're limited. I really don't like that they're limited, but it is what it is. Into the other part of the deck is 3 Sky Striker Engage, 2 Widow Anchor, and then 1 Hornet Drones. It is really something about how well this synergizes well with the deck. Just helps with the consistency boosting. Widow Anchor helps with monster effect negation, breaking boards, stealing your opponent's stuff, all that good stuff. And for extra consistency, 3 Upstart Goblin because we don't care about increasing your opponent's life points because this deck can OTK out the ass. 3 Ultimate Slayer. I opted to go for Ultimate Slayer over Super Poly, which is the thing I wish I changed because I wish I had Super Poly more because the biggest threat I went up against with this deck was Draco Tail. And Ultimate Slayer ultimately doesn't do much against Draco Tail, if I'm being honest. So I would change these out and the cards in the extra deck for Super Poly targets. But, it is what it is. 3 Forbidden Droplet to help break boards. Triple Tactics Talent Triple Tactics Thrust with talents. It's just extra stuff. And you can also use Thrust to get to stuff like, Regeki, your Feather Duster, even your Terraforming, so that way you can get to your field spell faster. Call by the Grave for the hand traps, and Pot of Prosperity, to just help with extra consistency. And one spicy tech that actually worked out really well is the field spell Way Where There's a Will. That's such a weird name. But yeah, it's basically like a field spell of Pot of Prosperity without the drawback of having your damage that turn. So basically, it has two effects, but the first effect is the one that you prioritize. So during the main phase, the turn player can activate this effect. Excavate cards from the top of your deck up to the number of cards your opponent controls, and if you do, add one of them to your hand. Also, after that, place any remaining cards and one card from the bottom of and one card from your hand on the bottom of the deck. So basically, it's break even and a hand fixer. If you have a dead card in your hand, you can use this to replace it with a card that you excavate. But yeah, really good tech choice. I'm glad I ran it, and it came up in almost every game, and it was solid every time. And a lot of times people don't really understand how broken this card is until they actually read it. So if you're able to get away with them just being like, oh yeah, you can resolve it, and it'll surprise them. And then 2 infinite permanents are the only traps that we have. It's in perm, but I'm only running 2 because we want to have as many starters as we want in our hand. But I just couldn't get rid of imperm as a whole. All right, going off into the extra deck, we got obviously 2 Bident and 1 Trident. Transcendite. The main Tenpai dragons, to push for the OTK. Black Rose Dragon, it's the best card in the entire game's history. You can argue with me in the comments, and I'll proceed to tell you why you're wrong. Odd Eyes Meteor Burst. Black Winged Dragon, just in case you're not able to OTK just quite enough, and you want to end on this, and just, hopefully lock them into stalemate, because, they'll burn themselves to death with this effect. Trident Dragion for pretty much a triple K attacker with 6K if you combine it with the field spell. Ruddy Rose Dragon, to just banish your entire opponent's graveyard. And 1 Kangari to for the Sky Striker package. And then all the targets for Ultimate Slayer. Like I said, I would change these out for the Super Poly target, but And then off into the side. I'm running 2 of the Sticky String Kaiju, mainly for the Lunalight matchup. I was thinking about putting in Droll, and I'm wishing that I did instead of this, because I never faced Lunalight, and anytime that I sided this in, it wasn't incredibly necessary. But Kaijus are the best form of removal, in my opinion, so go with it as you will. 2 Pankratops for the Yummy matchups, it's really good against them. And 3 Heat Wave, in case they have you go first. 2 Sales Ban, 1 Crossout for the Dimensional Barrier. This is probably my biggest fear, because if they activate this on me, and especially with this build, I'm dead in the water. 3 Solemn Warnings, because Solemn Judgment is at 1. I mainly use this against the Draco Tail. It was a clench against it, but unfortunately in the follow-up games, I didn't see it in my opening hand. So, And that is it for the deck profile, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for some update videos when I come back from YCS Anaheim. Until then, I'll catch you later.